scholarship to MIT.
A sex addict teenager, Sarah, soon passes the limit when she sleeps with her mother's friend's husband, who is way older than her. She is soon rushed to the mental institution after a supposed suicide attempt. There, she befriends a group of troubled women, whom with she has sex. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to our channel. Sarah is a young woman of 18 and her life isn't exactly what a normal 18-year-old's life is supposed to be like. To her, any kind of sex is casual and it does not matter who she does it with or when. As long as she gets it. At graduation, she falls asleep, proving she has little interest for the norms of prize giving or anything to do with what's accepted by the society. At her father's birthday party, she is underdressed and is of course mourned by her hypocritical mother. Here we learn that her parents' friends are just as false as what is accepted by everyone, and then it becomes clear that Sarah has been sleeping with her mother's friend's husband. This drives her to try to commit suicide with aspirin and a bottle of vodka to get it all down. At the ER, she claims that she does not have bones in her wrist anymore and tells the psychiatrist at home that the bones grew back by the time she got to the hospital. So she is shipped off to Claymore, a local mental institution, and is put in the ward for women. Here she meets a multitude of people who really have a problem. A girl who burned herself as a child, a lesbian, an ill person, and her roommate, a compulsive liar. The ward is managed by a nurse, Valerie, who is very clever but is unable to become a doctor due to her race. All the nursing staff and the patients are kept marginally sane by Valerie, and she and Sarah have a complex relationship. Sarah is questionably diagnosed with having borderline personality disorder. Things really get started when the sociopath runaway patient Lisa Rowe returns to the ward and turns Sarah's world upside down and inside out. She is forced to reckon with. She is magnetic, rebellious, does not take med, and is unhealthy for the other patient as she breaks down their self-esteem regularly due to the fact that her last best friend Jamie could not hack this when she ran away. Lisa befriends Sarah and together they start a world of trouble. Sarah keeps a diary of all of her thoughts and feelings, also illustrating in it and telling the late of her stay through her daily entries. Her ex-boyfriend Tobias Jacob comes to visit her and she very nearly tries to have sex with him in her room. He tells her he wants them to run away together to Canada so that he does not have to go to Vietnam. He tells her that she isn't crazy and that the girls in the institution aren't really her friend, but she refuses to go with him, subconsciously beginning to rely on Lisa. Then she meets the head psychiatrist, Dr. Sonia Wick, and claims she is ambivalent, saying it means she does not care. But Dr. Wick sees through this mask and decides to have Sarah see her from now on. Afterwards, Lisa is taken in to see the doctor, but does not return and Sarah falls into a depression. Nurse Valerie has had enough and throws her into an ice-cold bath to wake her. She tells Sarah after Sarah attacks her verbally and says that she does not know what she is doing, that she is spoiled, lazy little girl who is driving herself crazy, and that if Sarah isn't careful, she will throw her life away on some stupid rebellion. That night, Lisa breaks into the ward, wide-eyed and crazy, and Sarah runs away with her so they can get into the Disneyland. There they hook up and hippies and eventually crash at the Daisy's house after bribing her with the promise for mid. But all turns bad when Lisa tells Daisy that she's a freak herself and that this apartment is all a mask to hide what's really happening. She breaks Daisy down, finally saying that Daisy probably likes her father molesting her and that it's probably all she can ever think about. The next morning, Sarah wakes up and goes for a walk to escape the sound of Lisa's voice and return to find Daisy playing a record over and over again and Lisa in the kitchen. She goes up the stairs and finds Daisy's wrist slit and she hangs herself in the bathroom. Sarah goes back to the institution without Lisa and begins her session with Dr. Wick and her diary. When Sarah is ready to leave, Lisa breaks out of her padded cell and steals Sarah's diary. Beneath the ward, in the maze of corridors, Lisa reads her diary aloud and tells the other girls what Sarah thinks of them. Sarah runs runs away from Lisa when she begins to chase her with a needle filled with toxic looking chemicals. Sarah breaks her hand while trying to close a sliding metal door on Lisa, and then they finally confront each other. Sarah finally tells Lisa that no one cares if she dies because she's already dead and her heart is cold. She also tells Lisa that she will begin her life again out of the hospital without Lisa and the others. Lisa has a mental breakdown and attempts to commit suicide, but the other girls dissuade her from doing so. In the morning, Sarah is about to leave, but first she goes to visit Lisa and talks to her again. Now restrained to the bed, Lisa says that she isn't really cold and that she didn't mean to hurt Sarah. When she leaves, she says goodbye to all of her friends and gets into a taxi cab, saying that being crazy isn't about keeping a secret, it's about everyone being personified. And by the 70s, most of her friends were out of the institution and leading life. The girl who has just interrupted by herself and everyone else is finally recovered from being a supposed borderline. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section below which movie you want us to recap next. As always, until the next time.